Welcome, everyone, to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment this week. My name is David, and today I am joined by my fellow Xfinity editors, Liz and Audrey. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how y'all doing?
So good.
Good. Chilly. It's a little cold, but
It's a little
otherwise
cold.
totally good.
We're all bundled up today.
Yes.
Well, hopefully wherever you are all out there in the world, you're also staying warm. Hopefully you're somewhere warm. And thanks for joining us across Xfinity platforms. And maybe you're watching in the middle of the night, 24/7 on the What to Watch channel on Zumo, which would be awesome. We have another really great show for you today, so let's tell you about it. First off, we'll explore 5 new TV shows with head-turning titles. Liz will reveal why she's impressed and obsessed with a cooking show. Audrey will tell us about this week's Lifetime Movie Club free preview. We'll confess our love for 3 special movies and TV shows. And as always, we'll help you organize your TV watch list for the week ahead. So let's get things started with 5 TV titles that make us say, huh. It's a segment called Hidden Gems. Have you ever seen the title of a TV show and thought, I couldn't possibly imagine what this thing is about? Well, so have we. And as it happens, there are 5 brand new shows this week that had us all kind of scratching our heads. So we decided to play sort of a little game, not really official, but Audrey and Liz are going to try and guess what these shows are all about based on the title and the key art alone, which gives it away a little bit, but we'll see how everyone fares with figuring these things out.
Nervous.
We're going to kick things off with a show called Murph the Surf, which is currently airing on MGM+. I keep wanting to call this Murph the Smurf. I say it wrong every single time.
Same.
Any idea what this is about?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. So it looks like it's in like the 50s-ish, right?
Right.
I see diamonds. I see surfboards, palm trees. So California or Hawaii. 1950s Hawaii. And
You're good, Audrey.
Audrey. His name is Murph, and not a Smurf. And he, by night, is a lounge singer. By day, is a criminal.
Wow. I did not go that deep. I thought it was Smurf too. This whole time, I thought it was Smurf. And I did not look it up on purpose. But this key art, this poster art is so good. Obviously, there's some involvement with religion, with Jesus, how Jesus and the mayhem works into 1950s surfing. I'd love to know, David.
Because he probably, I'm guessing he confesses his sins of being a criminal on Sundays and then just keeps doing it.
Something to do with diamonds. He's like a jeweler,
thief.
Something. Yeah.
So, you got really, really close, actually, just
Ooh.
there at the end. The full title is Murph the Surf, Jules, Jesus, and Mayhem in the USA. It is a 4-part docuseries that chronicles the true story of an infamous jewel thief named Jack Roland Murphy, who is a Miami-based surfing champion who stole $400,000 worth of precious gems from New York's American Museum of Natural History in 1964. And as you can guess, his nickname was Murph the Surf.
That's it. Audrey,
I'm so proud of us.
We have to go on the road. Audrey.
So proud of us.
Hire us. We could do this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Together, we got it.
I have no idea where Jesus comes into the mix, but there's apparently some murder that also is involved in this guy's story. And they do interviews with Murph the Surf himself, who passed away in 2020. But before that, they were able to interview him for this docuseries.
Oh, wait. Now that I'm looking at it, is that cross like a gravestone? Like, is that a mound of dirt? Like,
I think it's sand.
Oh, okay.
So either way, I'm totally in. And at the time, he stole some like really iconic. He stole 24 precious gems, and they were some of like the most iconic gems in the world that happened to be on display. And he found out that this museum had like no security. The cameras had died. There was no one like watching the place. Like he figured out like there was just no security. He basically just walked in and took them. So crazy.
They were asking for it. They were asking for it.
Yeah. So our next one, this key art really gives it away. It's a Netflix series called Full Swing, which premieres this Wednesday, February 15th. But I suppose you don't totally know what it's about.
I'm going to guess something golf related, which was not where my head went originally, if I'm being completely honest. And we'll keep this a kid family friendly show. But not, that's it. That's all I've got. I've got golf.
I was going to say, Liz, like maybe this could be swing has double meanings and it is a golf show about swinging golfers who
swing dance.
They swing dance. Yes. They are really into Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. And they just in their spare time when they're not golfing, they really hone in on that craft.
By day, a golfer. By night, a swinger.
Yeah.
Swing dancing swingers.
Yeah.
So there's really not much surprise here. It is also a docuseries, and this one follows a group of PGA Tour golfers on and off the course as they prepare for and compete in iconic tournaments such as the Masters, the US Open, and the PGA Championship. Among the players featured in the series include defending PGA champion Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, Ian Poulter, Matt Fitzpatrick, Mito Pereira, and Dustin Johnson. I don't watch golf on TV, but man, people who love golf are so excited for this series.
So I was just going to say, we were talking offline about how both of you are wearing Eagles gear. And I was saying to Liz that I'm not a football person. I like boring sports like baseball, but also I love golf, an equally boring sport to some people. So I actually surprisingly, I feel like most people wouldn't think that I would be into this, and I super am.
Well, fun fact, Audrey, your husband told me he's excited for this series.
Yay! So we can watch it together.
I love that.
Oh,
I love it. Yeah, we're not watching over here. Sorry, guys. I can't.
Yeah.
I think I liked what we came up with better than the actual version of it.
Hey, season 2.
Yay!
Yeah.
There's apparently never been this sort of level of access to PGA Tours before, so that's why it's really exciting for people to see the inside workings of this tournament.
Yeah.
So golf fans are going to love it, probably. Next up, this another key art that really gives it away. It's the Fox series Animal Control, which premieres this Thursday, February 16th. What do you think it's about?
Originally, without seeing it, I thought it would have to do with unruly children, right? Maybe a stay-at-home mom at her wit's end, or a stay-at-home dad, whatever it is. But I really thought it was going to do with unruly children, to be honest.
Love that. Now that I'm seeing it, obviously Joel McHale is breeding raccoons and they mutiny and attack him.
I would love to think that Joel McHale has married this raccoon and it's about how he lives with them, and that's all the raccoon's family, and it's just kind of a sitcom about Joel McHale and his crazy in-laws.
I mean, she is lovingly caressing his cheek, maybe, if you look at it a different way.
This is a rom-com for sure. I love it.
As you might expect, it is a single camera comedy following the lives of local animal control workers. Joel McHale stars as a former police officer turned grouchy critter chaser who is great with animals, but not so great with people. Yes, he's really showing off his range in this role. The series co-stars crazy ex-girlfriend alum Bella Lovell and Meet the Patels filmmaker Ravi Patel. There it is. No surprises. The next one is the one that should really have you stumped. It is a Prime Video series called The Consultant, which premieres this Friday, February 24th. No hints in this key art.
None.
Whew.
Audrey, you first.
Okay. I don't know. Like my mind goes to like several different places. So like, sure, it could be a reality series like about consultants and who is the best. I mean, that's so lame. I don't know. Also, like okay, from like a graphic standpoint, like the lines on this key art make me feel like it's like a maze or a game or something.
Or like it
Ooh.
takes place in a hotel or something.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I don't know. I could see it on like a cocktail napkin. Like,
I
is
like
the
that.
consultant like a
Very
ritzy
Art
like
Deco.
cocktail
Yeah.
lounge?
Yeah. Love that.
I have no idea.
I thought something with the mafia, and I don't know why, but I thought maybe the consultant having to do with consulting those who were interested and wanted to know or how to get into the business, how to get out of the business, like somehow having to do with the mafia though. It's very Art Deco. I thought it just read that way to me, honestly. No idea. Obviously, we don't know what this show's about, but
I'm dying to know. What is
Yeah.
it, David?
Neither of you are even remotely close.
darn.
But honestly, like even after reading about this show, I'm still kind of baffled about like what the tone is or what it's really about, but still interested. The Consultant is a thriller starring Christoph Waltz as, you guessed it, a consultant who is hired to save a struggling gaming company called Compware, but he might also be a psychopath. I don't know.
What?
I've seen the show, it's based. I haven't seen the show, but it's based on a novel by author Bentley Little, and I've seen it described as a dark workplace comedy. But if you watch the trailer, it doesn't look funny at all. There's nothing to laugh at. It sort of gives like Severance vibes a little bit, and that show was occasionally funny. So maybe there's like some humor in how like odd Christoph Waltz is.
Yeah.
Like, he has like a delivery that's kind of like Christopher Walken-esque.
Yeah.
But you led with a thriller and then it turns into a comedy, but then real world like workplace, it could both be a thriller and a comedy at work. Let's be for real.
Yeah. Like, apparently he shows up and then like changes all the policies and like works them to death, but he's like hiding a secret. But like literally it's described as a thriller some places, but Wikipedia, Wikipedia, they describe it as a dark workplace comedy. So I don't know where they got that information.
Well, it's official if it was on Wikipedia. That's it.
You know it's true.
Yep.
The last one is the one I'm honestly most excited about. It's the new Apple TV Plus series, The Reluctant Traveler, which premieres this Friday, February 24th.
This is about me and Eugene Levy because I hate airplanes and someone really has to force me on one to go somewhere. And this is my face approaching the runway. You don't see me in the key art, but I am in the show with him. I don't know, like in
the suitcase?
Yeah, that's me in the suitcase because I couldn't do it just walking. I don't know. I can't tell. I guess Apple doesn't really do reality, so this must be scripted. Yeah,
that's
good.
I
don't know. Someone makes Eugene go on the trip of a lifetime to Alaska.
Yeah,
where he has a run-in with a woman, and they fall in love.
I love that. I was going somewhere around that too. Like somebody's making him travel. Obviously he's reluctant, right? So, but who can make you actually travel if not like one of your parents or one of your kids, right? It feels like it's got to be one of those. So maybe he's coming to save someone who got themselves in trouble stealing something. I don't know. But what do you steal in Alaska? Heat? I mean, I don't know.
Firewood. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a reality docuseries that, of course, stars and follows Emmy Award-winning Schitt's Creek star Eugene Levy as he steps out of his comfort zone to nervously explore destinations in Costa Rica, Finland, Italy, Japan, Maldives, Portugal, South Africa, and some locations in the United States. So if you ever dreamed of watching Eugene Levy go ice fishing or ride a dog sled or put his hand up an elephant's butt, like this is the show for you, because those are the things that he does.
Well, I'm glad they didn't choose that for the poster art.
He says in the trailer, he's like, I don't like stepping out of my comfort zone. I don't like traveling, et cetera, et cetera. But he's like doing this, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch, honestly. It's like a real life Schitt's Creek, where he is faced to live a life he's not used to.
Cool.
Awesome.
So that's that. Check it out. I'm very excited about most of these. I'll watch most of these.
I love
I'll watch all the docu-series that I'm definitely excited about, but maybe Animal Control is
for someone else.
Yeah, someone else. To check out, if you want to check out all these shows that we just talked about and so much more, just say what to watch into your voice remote. Next up, a returning TV show takes cooking competitions to the next level, and our very own Liz is impressed and obsessed. A brand new season of the Fox cooking competition Next Level Chef premiered last night, but it's not so much the show itself that will have Liz tuning in every Sunday night as much as it is one of the latest contestants. Liz, can you tell us why you are impressed and obsessed?
Oh my gosh, I'd love to, David. Thanks for asking. So I could tell you a little bit about the show first, right? So Next Level Chef, as you mentioned, will be on Fox, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, David, it's actually going to return to what I think is their regular days, which are on Thursdays at 8 o'clock.
Good tip.
So I believe starting on the 16th. So I don't know if that's true. Maybe I found it on Wikipedia, but
Brad,
someone fact check.
Brad.
So while they're fact checking for us, I went back and I binged season 1 because I'm so excited about season 2. And so if you don't know the show or didn't see the first season, I mean, it's Gordon Ramsay. So you already know that there's going to be lots of drama, lots of yelling, and some very exciting things happening in the kitchen. In this particular show, there are about 15 or 16 contestants, I believe, that then get grouped into groups of 3. And so you have Gordon Ramsay, Naisha Arrington, and Richard Blaze, who then mentor each one of these groups. And they get to cook on 3 levels worth of kitchens, right? So the top level is exactly that. So it's wonderful, state-of-the-art, beautiful. Middle level has a standard commercial kitchen and nothing too impressive. But that last and bottom kitchen is like everyone's worst nightmare. You might not have a potato peeler. You might not have like a baking sheet, and yet you're still expected to cook at the same level.
It's like my kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. Just like mine, actually. And then what's really cool is that you see them running in this clip. They get 30 seconds to pick out ingredients for whatever it is that they're going to cook. And this platform drops, it starts on the top floor and goes down to the bottom. So before each challenge, they're given a theme, and then they then grab 30 seconds worth of whatever ingredients they can get their hands on. So you can imagine by the time it gets to the bottom, you are getting things that have been completely picked over. And may not even know how to use or have never used it before. So why I'm really excited is that one of the contestants on Team Arrington is someone who I've been following on Instagram for a couple of years now. Her name is Omi Hopper, also known as Cooking with Omi. Look how cute she is. She's so super cute. I love her. And in case you do not know the Puerto Rican flag, that is the Puerto Rican flag behind Omi. She is super cute, super just very proud of her culture. Obviously, she was born in Puerto Rico, lives in Rhode Island now with her husband and sons. During the pandemic, she was a makeup artist. And during the pandemic, like everything else, shut down, she started to just record herself cooking, which she loved to do anyway. And so I started to follow her because someone sent her to me and said, "Oh my God, Lee, this looks like you." She reminds me of you. And when I looked at her, I'm like, oh God, please, I wish. She's super cute. I have curly hair like this, but she's just funny and vibrant and very bubbly and just does such a good job of representing the Puerto Rican culture. And she talks about it all the time and talks about how important it is for her to represent in such an authentic way. And she just does. And so when she announced to us that her followers, that she was going to be on Next Level Chef, that's it. I was done. Everybody's done. Like everyone, all of her followers are just so excited. People are pouring in the support. And so love to get you all on Team Arrington as well. If you need someone to root for, her name is Omi Hopper, cooking_con_Omi. And that means cooking with Omi, just in case you don't speak Spanish.
I love that.
Yeah, she's super fun. She's super fun. Oh, there's her official photo for Next Level Chef.
It's always fun when you have someone to root for in these competitions. Like, there's been a few different reality series recently that have mixed contestants from other reality shows, kind of like The Challenge, but there was like Traders, and I know there's a Netflix series that mixes up all the dating series stars. And I can't remember what it's called. But I don't watch all of them, but I know that I can like root for someone from Survivor because I watch Survivor. So I can root for them to win in Traders, or root for the person from Love is Blind on this dating show. So it gives me a reason to watch. I mean, that's what it's all about. You want to root for someone.
Yeah, for sure. And I hope if you guys don't have anyone, you can root for Omi. She is just someone who is just so true to herself, true to her family, true to the culture. And someone who I think just does a really great job of representing the Puerto Rican culture and doing it in a way that makes everyone proud. So whether you know how to speak Spanish or not, all of her videos are in both English and Spanish, some of them both bilingual. And so really walks you through how to make some really fun, authentic Puerto Rican dishes. So yeah, let's follow Team Omi.
I love that.
That's awesome.
This also, I did not plan on talking about this, but the show reminds me, there was a movie I was impressed and obsessed with that was on Netflix for a while called The Platform. And the whole concept of it was like, it was this like prison, and it had like 100 levels, and you were like reshuffled every once in a while. And there was like, sometimes you were rewarded, but a massive platform of food started at the top and worked its way down. So depending on where you were reshuffled in the building, like sometimes you would only get the scraps if you were at the bottom and you were like kind of doomed. But if you were at the top and you were like favored by the wardens or whatever, you would always get first pick. And so like the platform would travel down and people would just eat as much as they could before it like left their level.
Oh my gosh, Brad, what came first, the platform or Next Level Chef? Who stole whose idea?
I love it.
It was definitely the platform because I watched it. It's been a few years now, but
oh gosh, I'll have to check it out.
Bonus recommendation for this weird sci-fi movie, The Platform. Well, thank you for that, Liz. And
yeah, sure.
You can check out new episodes of Next Level Chef every Thursday or something.
Who knows?
Check local listings.
Check out Fox. It's on Fox.
Or just say Next Level Chef into your voice remote. You can see when it's coming on if you scroll over. Say it to watch episodes on demand. The first episode was last night. Next up, roses are red, violets are blue. We've got a bunch of free movies waiting for you in a segment called Free. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and Xfinity's Free This Week program continues with a free preview of Lifetime Movie Club, which has just what you need for a romantic night in. And here to tell us all about it is our very own Xfinity TV editor, Audrey. Take it away, Audrey.
You got it. So, if your love language is ripped from the headlines thrillers or romantic dramas, I need you to cancel whatever plans you have for Valentine's Day, or actually Valentine's week, because Lifetime Movie Club is completely free this week. From royals to revenge, serial daters to serial killers, it is all completely free, no strings attached. Watch all 284 movies, including Harry and Meghan's Royal Romance, Harry and Meghan Becoming Royal, Love by the 10th Date, Seduced by a Stranger, Nightmare Wedding, Until X Do Us Part. All of this is free. Like I said, 284 movies, guys. That's a lot of movies. Through Sunday, February 19th. You just need to say free this week into your voice remote anytime to see what is currently free and get a sneak peek of what is coming up next. So just to give you a little heads up, next week will be MGM Plus, which is formerly Epix. So get excited for that because we're always excited to unlock this content for you. Go ahead. Would you like to talk about Seduced by a Stranger?
I gotta say, if you, excuse me, have never scanned through the library of Lifetime Movie Club, I highly recommend it. And this is a great week to do it because, and like, I can't promise any of the things I'm about to say are in there anymore at the moment, but like, if you're thinking like, oh, I saw this Lifetime movie in the 90s, like Mother May I Sleep with Danger or whatever, it had Tori Spelling in it, or like Tiffany Amber Thiessen, or I remember seeing this thing about like a Amish romance or whatever.
Classic.
There's a good chance you're going to find that movie in this treasure trove of Lifetime movies. The titles alone are worth flipping through.
For sure. Truly a treasure trove. Like I said, if you want straight up like actual like romantic movies, or most of them have like a dark side, which personally I'm a fan of. But there is something for everyone. And like I said, 284 movies all for free. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always like a wife with a hidden secret, a neighbor with a hidden secret, a doctor with a hidden secret, a teacher with a hidden secret.
There's always neighbors that are trouble.
Yeah.
I love it. And that's a lot of movies, but hopefully people will remember to eat and sleep, but you could also just keep it on so that you're just watching the whole time.
Yeah. Don't eat or sleep. Get your fill of Lifetime Movie Club. True. No food or drink needed.
And as a reminder, Xfinity's Free This Week program offers a new selection of free content from streaming services and premium networks every week of the year, every single week, no strings attached. Just say free or free this week into your remote to check it out and see what's coming up next, as Audrey just said, or watch this week's free stuff. Next up, nothing says love like heart-shaped sugar nuggets in a segment called TV Confessions. The candy company Brock's recently released a new line of conversation heart candies featuring phrases from the beloved TV sitcom Friends, including iconic phrases like "How you doing?" "On a break?" "Oh my God," and "Pivot." So today, the three of us decided to profess our love to some TV shows and movies we're currently in love with, using our very own candy heart creations. And I'm going to start. These are the candy hearts that I'm gifting to my beloved. And I don't know if you'll be able to figure out what this is. Maybe you can, based on the blurry poster art.
Oh, I know.
Audrey, you're good.
M. Thregan. Megan.
It is M. Thregan. This is Megan. Insane, right?
Love it.
I'm sure everyone has heard by now about Model 3 generative android, better known as Megan. It is a sci-fi thriller which took the world by storm last month. I honestly don't think anyone saw this coming. But it is now available to rent and own with Xfinity if you have not seen it. You definitely need to believe the hype. The film stars Girls alum Allison Williams as a roboticist named Gemma, who unexpectedly becomes guardian of her young niece, Katie. And when Katie struggles to assimilate to her new living arrangements, Gemma, I keep wanting to say Gemma. It's so weird. Gemma creates a life-sized humanoid robot named Megan to be Katie's new best friend. But when Megan's artificial intelligence evolves faster than anyone could have ever imagined, this dancing doll takes her job of protecting Katie way too far. I had so much fun with this movie. I can't even tell you the last time I had so much fun watching a movie with an audience in a theater. And I will say it does benefit from being in a theater where everyone's like laughing. And even though I like hate when people talk during a movie, when they're like hooting and hollering and yelling at the screen, that's what like really made this fun. It is not a movie that takes itself too seriously. It's supposed to be over the top. It's supposed to be campy. It's supposed to be funny. And I think the movie does a really great job of establishing that from the very first scene. But just in case you're expecting some self-serious horror film, that's not what you're going to get. If you think that's what it is, you might end up hating it, honestly. So expect to have fun. Don't be afraid to laugh. Point at the screen like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. And actually, Megan is already slated to get a sequel in January 2025. So it's not too late to find out what everyone's been talking about and catch yourself up. Highly, highly recommend it. And Brad is telling me that Megan has 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. So if you need any more convincing, critics love it too.
Nice.
Neither of you have seen it, right?
I haven't. But I've seen this version of Megan, right? Dancing. There's like, I'm assuming a dance scene, and I've seen it all over the internet. And so I did not think to put it together that maybe, because I thought it was scary, and the way that it comes across, it is, you think it's a thriller. And I love that you said that it wasn't, because I'm not really into thrillers. So maybe I will watch it actually this weekend.
Yeah. And one of my candy hearts, Bulletproof, alludes to another very like bizarre random moment that just had us all laughing in theaters. It's just supposed to be absurd, and I'm not even going to elaborate because you have to experience it for yourself. But yeah, I love it, and I'm probably going to talk about it next week on the show too, and the week after that. So, get ready. This is my new Yellowstone, where I'm just going to talk about Megan for weeks on end. Liz, let's see your candy hearts for your
yes
Valentine show.
Let's go. Be Mine, 229, Blow My Fuse, and He Said Yes.
I have no idea.
I think I know, but I think I'm cheating with the key
art.
Yes,
I know, because the key art is giving it away.
Oh, really? I feel like I should be able to get it then.
Is it leap year?
It is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive, David.
I absolutely love this movie. I've loved it since it came out in 2010, which, fun fact, was not released during a leap year, right? But yeah, right. But obviously it's Amy Adams and Matthew Good. And if you have not seen this, she follows the love of her life, to what she believes is the love of her life, to Ireland to propose to him on Leap Day, which is February 29th. And instead then finds Declan, who is helping her find her boyfriend.
Oh, sure he is.
Right.
Sure.
And there's lots of it's that like enemies to lovers sort of story, which, I'll eat that up. Come on. I love a rom-com. So, and it's set in Ireland, which is beautiful. The scenery is great. And one of those candy hearts says He Said Yes, which I wanted to help you guess the name of the movie, but actually, and I won't ruin it. It's 2010, y'all, if you haven't seen it already.
Spoiler alert.
I know. She does propose to Declan at the end, and he walks away, and she thinks it's a no. And she goes to, coincidentally, just this most beautiful cliff right across the street. And he follows her there and said, "Hey, where were you going?" And he ends up proposing to her. So very beautiful. Love it. Classic rom-com. Lots of funny moments. And of course, Matthew's wonderful and very sexy. I'm losing the word. Oh my God, his accent. I'm sorry. I'm like, why can't I think of the word? Yes, his accent is amazing. And so, yeah, I love it. I love a good leap year.
I've never seen this.
Stop.
I haven't.
No, are you serious?
I'm not much of a rom-com person.
Okay, then that makes sense.
In general.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm not much of an Amy Adams person.
Gotcha.
I do like Matthew Good, though. I believe he was in Zack Snyder's Watchmen movie, which I was like one of the few people who really, really liked that movie. He's great. I think he's really underrated and should be in more stuff. Maybe he is, and I just haven't seen it, but I think he should be. And I like Amy Adams, but I've also met Amy Adams, and she's very sweet in person. So,
oh,
that's nice.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
she's lovely.
All right, Audrey, let's see if we can guess yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
I'm gonna try not to look at the key art. I know what the key art is.
Oh
no! Damn it!
I know. Maybe we should have. Well, learning for next time. 0 key art.
Yeah.
Easy.
Liz, do you know?
I don't. I haven't seen this. I don't think, or I just don't know this art.
Respect Wood is a really funny candy heart to give to someone.
So many meanings. Yes. Okay. So this is Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO. So Liz, you've never seen this, and
I've never seen it.
David
Neither have I.
has never
I was busy
seen
watching Leap Year, apparently. The only one.
Well, listen, I mean, Liz, you thought you had a throwback with 2010, but this started on HBO in the year 2000.
I love it.
So yeah, been around for a long time. So it's been like 11 seasons. If you're doing the math, there's been like very long hiatuses. The show is known to be like, Larry's like, nah, I'm good. And then like 3 years later, he'll be like, let's do another season. If you're familiar with Larry David, that will make sense. If you're not, Larry David is the creator of Seinfeld. So this is kind of like a fictionalized, but not fictionalized look at his life. He plays himself. It's a little bit exaggerated, but he has a reputation for being a bit of a curmudgeon, I guess I would say.
Great word.
Yeah, great word, and very accurate for him. But he's explained the TV show's name in interviews as reflecting the perception that many people project fake enthusiasm. And Larry David is like kind of no BS guy, and he's not going to fake anything, which makes the show so funny. Like he has no filter. He says like whatever comes into his mind. He doesn't like fit into like the norms of what you're supposed to do in like any situation, conversation. He just like lives in his own Larry David bubble. So the show is hilarious. It's like the driest of dry humor. But there's so many amazing guest stars. Like Cheryl Hines plays his wife. Well, she's now his ex-wife on the show. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched. Jeff Garlin is his best friend and manager. Susie Essman is Jeff Garlin's wife, who is a hilarious stand-up comic. JB Smoove is maybe the best person on this entire show, even though I love Larry David so much. And then there's like fictionalized versions of celebrities. So Ted Danson, Richard Lewis, Wanda Sykes, Rosie O'Donnell, John Hamm all play themselves on the show, but are in like ridiculous situations. So it's amazing. I have scolded David in real life, and I will now scold him on camera because he is a huge Seinfeld fan like I am, and it blows my mind that he has not watched Curb Your Enthusiasm.
It makes no sense. It's one of those shows that I absolutely know that I will love, and I just have not gotten around to it, and I should, and I will. The same way that I will eventually watch Friday Night Lights, I will eventually watch Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I know that's not true. You will not watch Friday Night Lights. But let me just say, like the last fun fact I will leave you with, this show has been nominated for 47 Emmy Awards.
Wow.
Wild.
Bananas. It's just great.
What's funny though is I have watched a episode. I watched the episode with the Seinfeld reunion that they did where they like refilmed a new episode.
Yeah. That whole like season was like a little different because that was in New York. This is all in LA. That was like the only episode that was set in New York because he was trying to like do the Seinfeld reunion. But yes, Respect Wood on the Candy Heart is Larry has like a whole thing on people not using coasters, and he's like yells at them like, do you not respect wood? Latte Larry's, he ends up opening a coffee shop just because someone opened a coffee shop that he doesn't like. So he buys the space next door and opens a rival coffee shop.
I love
and
that.
names it Latte Larry's. But yes, it's wonderful. And I hope it never ends.
Even those descriptions are funny. I
know.
really need to watch this. I
So
do.
good. So good.
All right. Well, you can celebrate Valentine's Day with all the rom-coms, reality dating shows, power ballads, all that you can handle by saying Valentine's Day into your remote, or check out the shows that we just talked about and the movies we just talked about by saying what to watch. Before we head out for the week, as always, we're here to help you organize your TV watch list for the week ahead in the segment called Plan Ahead. This week is so chock full of big premieres that we're skipping finales in favor of a two-part premiere extravaganza. And Liz is going to kick things off by telling us about the biggest premieres dropping tonight through Thursday. Take it away, Liz.
I got you on premieres because this week they're all about love, love, and some more love. Do you love summer? Well, we're going to start the week on February 13th with season 7 of Summer House on Bravo. From September to May, they're all about the 9 to 5, focused on making it happen professionally. But come Memorial Day weekend, the focus shifts to summer in Montauk. Season 7 returns with all the drama, hookups, newbies, and summer lovin'. Unlucky in love? Well, next is the premiere of Love Trip Paris, which is on Freeform, premiering on Valentine's Day. I mean, how appropriate, because what else would you do when you can't find love in America? You move to Paris with other unlucky in love ladies, where an entire group of Frenchmen are just waiting to win your heart. Sounds lovely. For those who love hip-hop, the 3rd season of Wu-Tang, an American saga, will premiere on February 15th on Hulu. This season picks up after the release of their debut album, which, by the way, is later considered to be one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time, and will wrap up the story of this brotherhood and the uphill battle that comes with this success. And if you love a good competition show, Season 9 of The Masked Singer will premiere on Fox on February 15th. I mean, what could be more fun than celebrities in full costume, singing their hearts out, competing against one another, being judged by other celebrities? Nothing really. And finally, for the love of all Trekkies, comes the last and final season of Star Trek Picard, or Picard. Either way, it's on Paramount Plus on February 16th. I mean, call it what you want, but no one will disagree how excited they are to watch this season with some of their favorite characters, new uniforms, and out-of-this-world starships. And guess what? The visuals are pretty awesome, too.
I think that was 7 of 9. Was it Jerry Ryan in that clip? I don't know. People loved her back in the day. Sure. But I digress. And Audrey is going to give us all the details on the shows premiering this weekend. Audrey?
It's been a while since the sci-fi period piece Carnival Row was on the air. So lest you assume it's about Barnum and Bailey housing, allow me to refresh your memory. The series follows mythical beings who must survive as oppressed refugees in a human society. In a fantasy world where humans and creatures clash, Season 2 of Carnival Row picks up with former Inspector Rycroft Philostrate, aka Philo, aka Orlando Bloom, investigating a series of gruesome murders. With humans and fae folk divided, freedom is on the line, and each hero will have to face epic dilemmas in the conclusion of Carnival Row. Season 2 of Carnival Row premieres Friday, February 17th on Prime Video. Moving from a fantasy world set in the past to a retro-futuristic world, get excited for Hello Tomorrow. Charismatic salesman Jack Billings, played by Emmy winner Billy Crudup, leads a team of fellow sales associates determined to revitalize their customers' lives by selling timeshares on the moon in this 10-episode dramedy. You heard right, timeshares on the moon. The sets and the costume designs are absolutely stunning in this, and I cannot wait to watch the series. Hello Tomorrow premieres Friday, February 17th on Apple TV+. Keeping the segues going, we jump from one retro show to the next. If you were born in the 80s like me, you will likely have fond memories of snacking on combos while watching Yakko, Wacko, and Dot's antics after school. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, Hulu has done you a solid and revamped what I'm calling a classic, Animaniacs, for a whole new generation. Season 3 of Animaniacs premieres Friday, February 17th on Hulu. And another reboot absolutely worth your time is Magnum P.I. The series, which brings us Jay Hernandez as Thomas Magnum and Pedrita Weeks as Juliet Higgins, is a fresh take on the 80s name of the same show. The show as a whole has the same feel as the Tom Selleck-led original series, but this new iteration brings the famed Private Eye to a whole new generation of viewers. The season premiere of Magnum P.I. airs Sunday, February 19th on NBC. This Is Us alum Milo Ventimiglia stars in the new drama The Company You Keep as Charlie, a man who dabbles in breaking the law. And it happens to run in the family. His mom, dad, sister, they all dabble in con arts. Together, they embark on a mission to relieve the rich of their money. Things get a little dangerous though when Charlie falls in love with, wait for it, an undercover CIA officer named Emma. You can imagine what happens from here. Things are bound to get complicated. The Company You Keep premieres Sunday, February 19th on ABC.
And that will do it for today's show. Thanks to my fellow Xfinity editors Liz and Audrey for joining me this week. Shout out to our producers Brad, Aaron, and everyone else behind the scenes for making the show run smoothly. Thank you. Next week's show will air on Tuesday, February 21st on account of the President's Day holiday, so be sure to catch us then. In the meantime, if you want to check out the TV shows and movies we talked about today, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview big celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote, or tune in here every Monday or next week, Tuesday, at 4 p.m. Eastern for a new episode. Or you can check us out across the country 24/7 on the Xfinity What to Watch channel on Zumo. My name is David. Thank you for joining us on What to Watch Live.
Bye.
Bye.